Alright, hello and welcome. I want to walk you through a little project of mine called the Arduino Bookcase. So the Arduino Bookcase can be found on Thingiverse. If you go to thingiverse.com, type in Arduino Bookcase, you'll come across this. And this is an enclosure that allows for wire management between Arduino and a breadboard. Okay. Now, as time goes on, what I wanted to do is make something that allowed it to become something else. You know, in other words, I can make a robot out of it, or make a tank out of it, or whatever. So I started with the tank, only because there was released some tank treads on Thingiverse, so I modified those to fit this design. Now, to get the tank treads, you just type in Arduino Bookcase tank tracks mod. Okay. Now this was, I'm going to give credit originally to Carlos GS. Okay. So he has this featured tank treads right here, and I just had to figure out a way to mount them on the box or the bottom of this thing. Once you have those in place, I also have armor and proximity sensors that can be mounted on it, which can be found here. We'll get into the proximity sensors and how to hook those up, but for right now, what about those servos, right? So if you've ever had the pleasure, I would say the pleasure, of hooking servos up in line with each other so they move in accordance, it's not just one of those things that you can just plug them in and go. Also, you're using continuous rotation servos, which means you'll have to find a stop point. So that's what this first video is kind of about. We're going to go walking you through, you know, the building, the getting this to move, the getting it to understand its proximity around it, and as time goes by, we'll have a working little tank bot. And I think it would be good to see this on video, and it would be a challenge to me also to get it all on video. So the first thing is tuning these servos. Alright, so this is what I have so far. Bam! So I've ran wires through all these because I'm going to be using a lot of wires here. I need wires for the proximity sensors. I need wires for the servos. Later on, I do have a sonar at the very top of it that I'll have to incorporate. So lots of wires. So I'll probably be using every track here. Now the bad thing about this is I only have like 4 or 5 colors of wire. So I'll have to walk you through the hookup. In the next video, I'll show you the basics of hooking up the servos and running this code that I wrote to fine-tune them to figure out what the stop point is and how to get them moving so they're both forward, they go both backwards based upon code. Before we get started with that, if you check out my tank tread, however, right here, you'll see this weird goop on it. This goop is amazing, so I had to point this out. This is premium waterproof silicone, okay, from GE. It comes in black. Unfortunately, you know, I got ahead of myself and I didn't know it came in black, so I used the clear on the black. Later on, I'll probably reprint these and slather them with the black silicone. But for right now, this is amazing. It's flexible and very, very it's not sticky, it's just, you know, it's got a lot of grip for different scenarios. So if you get bored and let's say you printed this out and you wanted to give it more traction, use this stuff, premium water, and this is type 2, so right there, this is Silicone 2 Clear by GE. If you don't have it in your country, you'll have to find some other thing that is kind of equivalent to that, but I guarantee you could probably ship that stuff and it's well worth it. So that was my first tip. Slather these, let them dry, and they're good to go. Now in the next video, let's look at the hardware hookup for the servos and how to get started with the code.